and welcome to Rotted Reviews, and it was supposed to be my day off today. I was going to be taking this day as a day of rest after the big ol' advent calendar push, and unfortunately for me and for humanity, another Amityville movie has graced our presence. So in the interest of the completionist side of myself, I have added it to this month's schedule. And of course, the movie I'm talking about is the 2021 feature, Amityville in the Hood. Director Dustin Ferguson is back with his third entry bearing the Amityville name, and now this franchise is up to 37 total. And the previous two entries were Amityville Toy Box and Amityville Clown House. So let's see, we have now had Possessed House, Possessed Family, Possessed Floor Lamp, Possessed Dollhouse, Possessed Mirror, Possessed Clock, Possessed Scrap Lumber, Possessed Toy Monkey, Possessed Clown Painting, and now Possessed Weed. That's right, apparently 3 years after the events of Amityville Clown House, the Amityville house is now a weed growing den, and the weed has been stolen and is taken back to Compton, where it is basically being smoked and causing people to kill everybody. Look, I'm all for things trying to get fun and wacky and out of hand. My complaint isn't with the concept, believe it or not. If somebody wanted to make an Amityville movie about possessed weed that makes people kill each other, I don't have any inherent reason against that. In fact, there's a part of me that kind of, hey, that sounds like fun. The problem is, the movie is just absolute shit. Just like Amityville Toy Box and just like Amityville Clown House, Dustin Ferguson continues to make literally the worst of the worst. With the exception of Amityville Mount Misery Road and Amityville Vanishing Point, I do think that Dustin Ferguson has contributed the worst elements to this entire franchise. And I really wish he would stop. I mean, taking the concept of a lot of people's foray into joining my channel was through the Amityville reviews. And putting that aside, I honestly wish that a lot of people would just stop making these movies. But especially Dustin Ferguson. They're just terrible. They're nonsensical. They're time-wasting. They don't make any sense whatsoever. We will have a movie that has an hour and 10-minute long runtime, and 10 full minutes of that are taken up between two characters trying to negotiate a prostitute deal.
My name's Roscoe, okay? Roscoe.
Roscoe, Mongo, YOLO, whatevers. Look, can we make this quick? I just got stiffed on my last job.
It has nothing to do with anything. We will also have 10 minutes going back and showing flashbacks of Amityville Clown House or Amityville Toy Box, because it's not enough. Of course, Amityville Clown House did the exact same thing, where it's not enough to show generally what happened with a few little short snippets in sepia tone as people describe it to bring us up to date with the plot, whatever plot there may be. No, instead we actually have to show full 5-10 minute segments of the previous films. So between nonsensical two-party conversations that don't go anywhere and don't contribute to the plot, flashback sequences that go on way too long, and tons of establishing B-roll shots, there's very little new material in Amityville in the Hood. So even if you are interested in that kind of zany, full moon-esque evil bong type movie, it's the farthest thing from it. More than anything, it's not fun. It's not zany. It's just boring. And that's the real shame of it, is we have this absolute cinematic dreck that's capitalizing on this name. And if it weren't for the completionist side of me wanting to really lean into this franchise, I would not be touching this with a 10-foot pole. Any other movie done by Dustin Ferguson, I will not review. It's not worth it. I'm a big proponent of watching more bad movies. It's kind of my thing. I even have merch based on that, and God, I hate that word, but even so, it is kind of my thing, and it's something that I do stand by, and I think that there's a lot of fun to be had with finding those bad movies, and there's also lots of opportunities of finding hidden gems by pulling the trigger on films that you might not otherwise have done. There are a lot of fantastic opportunities by taking chances on potentially bad movies and either having some fun rolling with it or having something to tell your friends about. The problem is you also tend to get burned pretty heavily by directors such as Dustin Ferguson, and over the time that I've been doing this channel, I have a small little list of directors that I just won't go near anymore. And that's honestly one of the most selfish reasons I have of wanting him to stop making Amityville movies, is I would love to get out from under the thumb of Dustin Ferguson and just never touch another one of his movies again. But there we are. I think the most fun element of this film was absolutely god-awful, but it was zany at the same time, and I had to appreciate it on that level, is for the first time in 37 movies, we actually had an Amityville rap.
Through the windows you will see evil waiting to be free. Glowing eyes in the night. You ain't gang, you can't hang. See this gun? Boom, bang, bang. Another day, another round, another sinister playground. Piss off ghosts are the hosts. Freak me out, scream and shout. That's what Amityville's all about.
I mean, why not at this point, right? The rap aside, I just really didn't see anything redeemable about this film. There was nothing fun about it, nothing funny about it, nothing zany about it, nothing at all noteworthy on any watchability level. This was just bad, and it was unwatchable, and I recommend against it. I don't do that very often, and I don't do it lightly. A lot of times I'll watch a movie that's not for me, and I'll still try and find an audience for it. If you are somebody that, appreciates this kind of thing, then it's for you. If you're somebody that's stoned out of your mind, then it's for you. This is one where I can honestly say I cannot find an audience for it. I do not recommend it. I actively recommend against it. Again, I don't do that very often. I don't take it lightly, and I don't really like doing it. But Amityville in the Hood deserves that warning. There was nothing at all redeeming about this film. But that should about do it for this review, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on my next one. Remember, next time you want to watch a horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.